few days ago, Operation Serpentine released for Delta Force. Despite it being the operations mode of the game, it is a PvE only raid event. In order to unlock the ultra difficulty, you must complete both prior difficulties in order, so normal and hard. Upon completing the hardest difficulty of the operation, you are awarded with a Mystic P90 skin that can be claimed in the events menu. In today's video, I want to share the strategy I used alongside my best friend Fiddy, as well as a random that we got with squad fill. Everything starts off with the gear phase. We both chose to go with the same armor class, which is level 5, and considering how much fire we knew we might end up taking based off our experience in the hard difficulty, we brought an extra helmet as well as an extra chest armor of the same class in our backpacks. This will be really helpful in the last phase of the mission. We also brought in 2 helmet repair kits as well as 1 armor repair kit. Make sure you bring the appropriate one that can repair class 5. As for weapons, I went with a high damage marksman rifle with roughly 1,000 rounds of M80 ammo, and Fiddy went with a PKM with about the same quantity of ammo. The PKM comes in very useful during the end of phase 1 as well as phase 2. We both brought a field med crate which has 800 points of restoration and a few enhanced injectors. It is to note that anything you bring in it is not lost if you die and fail the mission. We both chose Stinger as our operator while a third went with Uluru, which is a great choice especially for the strategy used in phase 4 of the operation. Stinger is equally useful because of the smokes as well as healing pistol. I've done the operation on Ultra twice so far, and both times we had 2 Stingers as well as a Viren the one time. I'm unsure if Viren's magnetic bombs can do damage to the tank in phase 4 of the mission. If you have knowledge on this or any other abilities that can damage a tank, please leave it in the comment section down below. Now let's get to the nitty gritty, starting off with phase 1. This is a pretty straightforward phase. Clearing out the first part of town is pretty easy, just be careful of the sniper on the left roof as well as the Rocketeer on the right roof. They deal massive damage, so use cover. Having 2 Stingers lets you bum rush the bomb defuse part. Pop your smoke screen on the bridge while one person covers from the building just before the bridge and defuse those bombs as quickly as possible. The person covering from the building should be taking care of the sniper on the left tower and the Rocketeer on the right tower. They should also be looking out for the 2 vehicles that spawn at the start of the bridge. Even if someone gets knocked on this phase, it doesn't matter as they will be up in phase 2. In phase 2, you can't actually die, so I suggest taking off your helmet to prevent it from being needlessly damaged. In this part, each player gets 3 rockets. Conserve them for key moments such as the suicide bombers that try to ram your vehicle, dealing massive damage to you as well, and also the vehicle barricade that's a little bit later in the phase. Once the helicopter shows up, focus that as it will deal damage and break your armor quickly. Otherwise, a pretty easy phase. Kill Rocketeers when you see them, and just deal with the trucks that appear with mounted guns on the back. For phase 3, repair your armor before going in and load up on ammo with the resupply crate on the right. Upon entering the city, I went up on the right-hand roof to start. 1 person covered the left, and 1 was mid. Kill those Rocketeers as soon as possible, and beware of any enemy that spawns on the roof, especially snipers. You will also encounter enemies with flamethrowers. Keep your distance as they deal massive damage. Once you get to the phase where the truck rams through the wall, it starts getting hairy. Enemies will spawn behind you as well as heavily armored enemies in front. Once at the end of the road, you will need to hold tight for 90 seconds. Use the Hesco barriers for cover and deal with the Rocketeer spawns on either side plus 1 in the middle. There will also be a soldier that hops up on the mounted gun. Dispatch him quickly and make sure you're also periodically checking behind you. On to phase 4, which is arguably the most difficult one. I started off by swapping my armor for the fresh one in my backpack, and do the same for your helmet if it is ruined. Both times I did this operation on Ultra, we used similar strategies, which is using the enclosed areas of the ruins with a single door to our advantage. The one you spawn in is great and offers good cover as well as the one to the far right of where you spawn. The time we did it with an Uluru, he would pop a concrete barrier on the door providing us with additional cover. Just be careful as enemies do spawn in that far right hole. Pick off enemies by peeking the doorways, and when the tank doesn't have line of sight on you, run around picking up as many rockets as you can. Snipers, mounted machine guns, and Rocketeers are the biggest threat here as the tank can easily be avoided. Use smokes to block line of sights, and when the tank is passing by your doorway, fire as many rockets off as you can. Rinse and repeat until the tank is over 3/4 down on health, at which point it will go to the middle, making it an easy target. Once destroyed, simply investigate it, and Operation Serpentine on Ultra difficulty is done. During every single part of the mission, communication with your teammates is key as it could mean you successfully completing the operation or failing and having to start over from the beginning. If you have used any other strategies to successfully complete this operation on Ultra difficulty, please share them. I'd love to learn, as I'm sure other players would. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll try to reply to them with the best of my knowledge. In any case, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.